Hello guys, this is DHSUs. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing behind the scenes once more, and this week we are just going to wrap up the stuff that I wasn't able to film in last week's video first, and then I'm going to talk about the filming for the next week after that. So this is basically what you've missed. Right, so welcome to the set for scene 4. This is part of it. Obviously, I've just taken a bit down. I was going to show you me generally animating this one, but because I needed the exposure to be really dark, it didn't work both ways. So therefore, I had to just turn off the camera and use just the pictures only. But I can show you a couple of images. So here they are. Very basic setup. The black just kind of makes it look like there's something there when there just isn't actually. It makes the set look bigger because of the darkness and the fact that you have low visibility anyway. If you've got the black, it makes it look like the set is a little bit bigger, which it isn't. It's like half a board, if even that. So it's a very big scene, and I'm quite nervous to filming a lot of it because there's a lot of stuff in it, and there's a lot of stuff that have consequences. And the other week, actually, I've been meaning to speak about this. The other week, I said that I had written something that I believe will make people cry. I think that might have been a bit of an overstatement because it's not relatable. I think something that you need to make people cry is some sense of relatability or feeling like this could happen to you. And with Doctor Who, I think that's harder to do than it is with most shows, and therefore it can't really be done. But I think that it is still a very sad story, and it's definitely the darkest that we've gone, that compared to what we've had before. Episodes 1, 2 and 3 have always been quite bright lights, everything's happy, the story gets resolved perfectly in a neat little bow. But in episode 4, that simply isn't the case, and it's all about the losses that they've already experienced before the episode even ends. 3, 2, 1. So here, oh, my phone's well. So here is the set for part of the episode. So this door will come up. This door will come up, and I've broken the top off. This door comes up, and I put these two there so it would come up straight instead of being like all bent. Because I did it with actual video, and then I shall make it darker afterwards. But doing something like the door moving in stop motion will be just horrible. It would just look terrible. I don't want to do it like that. And then we have our characters inside of this wall. And this is the first section of what many sections will be the lab, or the next scene. This black piece of card, you might think, oh, why has he used a black piece of card? But once everything gets darkened, all the colour will disappear, and you will just see, it will just blend in a lot better than it is at the minute. So, the episode's going on quite well, but that is all the filming I have to do. Well, it comes across as quite simple, but really, I've spent maybe 2-3 hours on it. The reason that we had to stop behind the scenes last week early was because we had the episode 2 coming out. Episode 2. I keep saying the episode 2. We just had episode 2 coming out this Sunday, and therefore we needed to make room for it. So I didn't want to put the 2 videos out at the same time. So I thought that I would move it to a Saturday and then put the episode on a Sunday. Therefore we have a bit more room for each episode. I said this in the last video, so I don't know why I'm saying it again. But I just want to say thank you for all of the views and stuff that I've got over the last few hours from the one episode. And episode 1 is actually reached over 100 views now. Yeah, so thank you very much, and let's continue on with this video. Okay, so welcome to scene 5. This is the final scene, the big scene. It's Wednesday. We have a lot to film, and I've split it up into 4 days. Yeah, it's about 10 pages, so 4 days is roughly 2 to 3 pages each day, which means that, you know, I've got quite a good idea of how much I need to do. I really wanted to do more of the previous 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, but what happened was that these figures that for the Cybermen characters weren't finished at this point, and therefore they needed to be to film the scene. So I had to wait and finish them. But I finished them today, which means that I can actually film the scene that I want to film today. But it is going to mean I'm going to have to catch up a little bit today because I'm a little bit further behind and it's about 10 o'clock at night, so therefore I might be working on this a bit later than normal. So a lot of this scene I can't show you because obviously it is just full of spoilers for the episode, and I don't want every single little detail to get put on before the episode actually comes out, so therefore I'm not showing you me doing this, but I've basically turned down all of my exposure and there's only one light, so then it's sort of like this, but the exposure's on, so it's a lot darker. But I thought that I would show you all of the figures, all of the monster figures completed, because I haven't done that yet. Obviously it was a little while ago that or last week, by a little while ago, that I finished them all. So here is the first one. He is like a... He's... yeah, I can't see the background, can I? So the most interesting thing about him is his leg. Obviously it's not there, and there are sort of specks of what was there, and that is all that remains. On the second figure we have the Iron Man helmet from Mark 1. And then a bloodied and silver torso to show that, you know, all of these characters are basically in a lot of operations and having bits of them removed and new bits put in, and it's not exactly the most hygienic thing, or not like a sterile thing at all anyway. So they look pretty disgusting. The red, a lot of the red I actually applied with my thumb instead of a paintbrush because it would be, it would apply differently. It would give that sort of feeling that it was dried blood instead of it, you know, being perfectly painted everywhere. Then the next figure is a little bit more converted than most of them. His most interesting feature is the fact that he lacks a part of a head. Part of his head is missing, and he's got that horribly sad expression. Then we have this figure, the policeman figure, which is pretty cool because it has no face. There is nothing there. It's been sewn up and there's nothing that remains. I'm really happy with how the blood on the leg landed. And then we have this figure, which is the character dubbed as No Eyes, and they have no eyes. They are replaced with metal. Their hair comes from a hobbit figure, and it sort of looks like, you know, almost like they've shaved off part of their hair in order to have the operations, but then bits have been left on, and it, you know, it's just not very clean, not very finished. Because I want them to look like work in progresses, and the torso and the legs covered in blood also show that. So I'm not quite sure if this is going to be the end of behind the scenes this week. So if it is, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like. There's plenty more coming. Obviously next week is the big wrap up week, and we're going to wrap up everything that needs to be wrapped up. This includes bits that I had to miss, music sorting on episode 2, things like there's a few little things that I just need to talk about and fix, and the idea of where episode 5 is going to go and things like that. So a bit of a shorter one next week, but that is going to be the wrap up, and then after that I believe I will probably put this show on a bit of a hiatus for a few weeks. Oh, my camera ran out of space. So we will have to, you know, do a lot of stuff next week, and a lot of it is just organisation stuff, like clear out this. Here's a drawer that's full of crap that I need to move around and put away, because I have a lot of stuff, not just from episode 4, but from episode 3 that just haven't been put away yet. and therefore a lot of that needs to go away next week. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you make sure you like, and I've said this before. I shall see you soon. Goodbye.